Morning everybody, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Josh, and today I am driving what has been my dream car for as long as I can remember. And still remains pretty high up the list. My taste has got somewhat more expensive in the last 2 years. I think I'd now prefer a Pagani Huayra in kind of a matte blue carbon, or a Bugatti Chiron in black. But this remains high up the list, and that's because for me, this was the peak of German engineering, but still could compete with the Italians based on aesthetic and design. Something which, sorry Audi, in all honesty, the second generation I don't think can. It's very clinical, it's very German. Don't get me wrong, it's an animal to drive, but for me, this is one of the prettiest Audis ever made. The lines, the lights, when the first LEDs came in, I just think this is one of the most beautiful cars ever made. And it's a manual V10 version. So without further ado, let's go for a cruise. Here we go. Like I've still got an original key and a gated manual. Oh, showing my age there, but it feels very mechanical and nice. Here we go. Before I start off, I just want to point out something that I found quite alarming when I first got in an R8. How low to the ground you are. When you see an old person get out of an R8, you think two things. Firstly, it's a shame you didn't make money earlier in your life before the knee and back problems set in. You're probably maybe 5 to 10 inches off the floor. And secondly, this car was not built with you in mind. Like even me, who's got good knees, or one good knee, it's quite the squat to get in and out of. Something that I noticed. Anyway, less waffling. Right, so as I said, I am in a gated manual, which you don't see many of them around anymore. So let's open the taps through the gears. I will give myself that, but forgive me, this is the first time ever driving an R8. So let's go from into fourth and plant it. The plan really with this video was not to do a review. I didn't want to not enjoy it, do you know what I mean? This is literally my dream car, so I didn't want to worry about getting a script together or anything like that. So it's probably just going to be a lot of gated manual. But that's absolutely fine. So let me just drop into third. Wow! Oh wow! Now the reason I've taken this car out is because it is probably going to be sold very soon, and I wanted to get some great shots with it. One of the things I'm noticing immediately is how accurate the steering feels. I want to slightly offend this car and say it feels quite heavy, the steering, but because of that, it feels direct. It doesn't feel like any kind of electronics getting in the way. Of course there are, even it being a 2012, but the steering does feel exactly where you want to place it. So let's have a run through the gears. That's first, and that was a little bit twitchy at the rear. Into third. Yep. So, third, fourth, yep. Into fifth. Wow. Whoever gets this from Benz is going to be a lucky person. Yeah, even at high speed, the steering feels completely planted. Obviously the low centre of gravity helps, but it all just feels so mechanical. I can see these are actually going up in value. Even since we've got it in, they're just shooting up. Sixth would just pull. If I was on the Autobahns, God knows. This isn't really a review, it's just a fanboy in a fanboy car. So if my usual rhetoric isn't there, that's because lots of joy and adrenaline are controlling my thoughts at the moment. Into second, into third. I have to say, I am short shifting. I'm probably getting halfway through the revs, and that is still how animalistic it is. Obviously you've got the engine behind you, it's got quite a short nose, so you can really see and place the car whatever you want. This is living up to the boyhood dream, that is for sure. Ooh, I just put the spoiler down. Can you put it back up? That's the thing about cars for me. It's very infantile. It keeps you young. If you like cars or something that you liked when you were young and you take that into adulthood, it keeps you young. And I don't think anyone should grow up for any reason, really. You should constantly... I was talking to Lil about this the other day. This is a bit off topic for cars, really, but she says, you know, when you're young and you go to classes and you try different things, and then you reach adulthood and you're like, okay, I think I know what I like, but you don't, because you've not tried so many things. This is some absolute waffle, because I'm in my dream car, isn't it? This isn't a car review, this is just nonsense. He's talking nonsense. Oh, I just put the spoiler back down though. They quite often say don't meet your heroes. I don't know if that applies to cars, but in this case, there is no fear of me turning against my hero. Fifth, down to fourth, down to third, braking, down to second, into first, and off we go. That is absolutely magic. Right, a break from the waffle. I've just pulled over to take some photos, and I just wanted to talk about the engine, which is slightly off-centre on R8s. When it's in a Gallardo, you have cross struts, so you can see quite obviously, but in this, you can't. So if you go straight from the badge, straight in a line, that's the centre. And as you can see, the engine is off to the left because the petrol tank is there. So we were having debates how they managed to balance it so well, with the engine being a good 3 inches off to the left, but not a bad shot at all. Hopefully if we get a Lambo in, I can Bruce Wayne it. I might even wear a bat suit. Imagine if I had an Iron Man suit. That'd be cool. V1 Iron Man suit with Jarvis and a first generation R8. I am such a child. That's what makes cars great. They say this is the everyday supercar as well, and I can see that. I'm driving around a little village and visibility is good. Doesn't feel massive. All round showstopper this is. Right, I think I'm going to leave it there. This hasn't been a review per se. I have got some other reviews if you want to go watch them, kind of there and there, but this has just been a starry-eyed waffle about my dream car. So yeah, I think in car terms it's fair to say meet your heroes, because